This time we are hunting in Ipswich at a pawn shop, independent gaming store, the Retro Realm and CEX. Then we head back to the fine city of Norwich for the Norwich video game retro market, trying to answer the big question, where have all the NES games gone? This year sees the 40th anniversary of my life, and 2025 sees the 40th anniversary of the iconic Nintendo Entertainment System. And to celebrate these two milestones, I wanted to build my dream NES collection and prove the only reason we grow old is because we stop playing. This is the NES Top 40 at 40. Hello again folks, and welcome back to the NES Top 40 at 40. My quest for 2025 to try and build my dream NES collection of my 40 most wanted games to celebrate both my 40th anniversary and the 40th anniversary of one of the most iconic consoles of all time, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And this time we are back on the hunt for NES bangers at Ipswich and back here in the fine city of Norwich at the Norwich video game retro market. But spoilers for this episode, we are trying to answer the question, where have all the NES games gone? If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and please subscribe, as I put new videos out every Satellite 5 as well as bonus content throughout the week, and I really want you folks along for the ride. Now, let's start our NES hunt in Ipswich. Our hunt this time starts at Cash Exchange, a pawn shop here in the heart of Ipswich. But this isn't just any pawn shop, this is one of the best pawn shops I've ever been to for retro and modern video games. And case in point right here, check out this fantastic coloured N64 console for just $129.99. This is a really good deal to see in a pawn shop. Now, of course, this time we are looking for NES games, and hidden here at the back of this cabinet behind a massive selection of loose Game Boy games, we did have a couple of NES games. Unfortunately, nothing I was really looking for the collection, so the hunt continues. The hunt continues just down the road at the Ipswich branch of CX, and of course the first place we're going to look for NES games is the Glass Cabinet of Dreams. Now, whilst there wasn't any NES games in the cabinet, we did find this, a boxed and very minty copy of Time Crisis 4, something you don't see very often, but it seemed a majority of the retro here at Ipswich was behind the counter, and you can see a lot of it here. And hiding just down the bottom, we did have some NES games, but unfortunately nothing we needed this time for the collection. Our final stop, this time in Ipswich, and a must visit if you are in Ipswich or the surrounding area, is the Retro Realm. Owned by Sega Zombie himself, this is one of the best independent gaming stores here on the East Coast. And not only does it have an incredible selection of both retro and modern games, it also has an incredible selection of retro and modern toys, some of which, of course, I did pick up in a recent video here on the channel because, well, just look at all these WWF Hasbro figures. There's no way I was leaving without one of these. Now, again, I did show this in a recent video, but this is still one of the best ways I've ever seen Game Boy carts displayed anywhere, either in a collection or in a store. This was a thing of absolute beauty, and I just had to share this again in case you missed it in my last video, because honestly, it was breathtaking. Now, so far, hunting around Ipswich, we hadn't found very many NES games. It seems because they're all here at the Retro Realm. And on the bottom shelf here, we had a very large selection of boxed NES games. Now, with the NES Top 40 at 40, we're not specifically looking for box games, we are looking for loose games. So this is what I'm concentrating on here today. But of course, don't forget, if we can get a box game for a decent price, we are going to pick it up. But today I am on a bit of a tight budget, so we are looking mainly at loose games. And once again, the Retro Realm had an absolutely incredible selection of loose NES games. But looking through all these amazing titles, there's only one here which we really need for the collection, one on that list of 40 games, that game being Kirby's Adventure. Here it is then in all its glory, Kirby's Adventure, but sadly we did have to leave it behind this time for reasons which I'll go through as we go back to the games room. But I want to leave the Retro Realm on a high, and again, if you missed this in a recent episode here on the channel, they had a complete Vectrex collection traded in. That's right, every single game ever released for this incredibly obscure console. But like I said in that previous video, you ain't seen nothing yet. This was cool, but here on the NES Top 40 at 40, we have something very special NES based. This NES Deluxe set, complete in the box, in brand new condition, with Rob the Robot, with the blaster, with 2 controllers and 2 games. This, for me, is an absolute grail NES piece. Now, unfortunately, I had nowhere near the budget today to even ask how much this grail piece would have set me back, but this was just a thing of absolute beauty and incredible to see. Here we are then, back in the games room after hunting everywhere for NES games in Ipswich, and unfortunately it was a slightly disappointing hunt this time. We didn't manage to find any NES games we needed either in CEX or in that pawn shop, and whilst we did find one game we needed in the absolutely incredible retro realm, unfortunately at this time I just didn't have the cash to buy that game. And sometimes people forget this about game collecting. Sometimes the most amazing game of all time just comes up at the wrong time. So unfortunately this time I just didn't have the money to pick up Kirby for the collection at this specific time. But talking about right place and right time, recently I was browsing the CEX app and this game, which isn't in stock very often at CEX, came into stock, and we have done a CEX roulette on this cheap NES banger. Let's open it up and hope we win this CEX roulette. Let's get into this CEX roulette then, and this is one of the cheapest games on our list of 40 games we're trying to find for the NES Top 40 at 40. Now, this doesn't have any damage on it, it's just where I try to just viciously rip my address off the box. Now, this is a pretty cheap game, but one which doesn't seem to come in stock at CEX very often. This is packaged absolutely fantastically, so let's just open this up as carefully as possible, because I'm sure, like lots of people watching, I reuse these boxes to send games myself, and this one's definitely been taped up quite a lot. Now, at the time I ordered this game, this was the only copy in stock, and it's still incredibly difficult to get into, but I don't know if it's my scissors are blunt or this tape is incredibly tight. And this is one of the many movie tie-in games on this list, and one of the cheapest games we still have to find, because honestly this month I'm a little short of funds and we are picking up some of the cheaper games on this list. So this is packaged really well. As you can see, it's taped up here, so handy scissors again. Trust me, it's going to be worth the wait by the time I get into this one. We are nearly there. It is a loose cart, obviously, and this cartridge is Home Alone 2, and straight away this is in pretty good condition. The label on the top looks nice, label on the front looks nice. We've got a little bit of sticker residue there, but that'll clean off. And this is one of the cheapest games on the list. It's one I'm surprised I haven't seen in the wild yet, and I'm really excited to play this one because obviously who doesn't love the Home Alone movies? And remember, we'll be playing every NES game we pick up in this episode at the end of the episode, so stick around for that one. But I would say this one is definitely a CX roulette win. Now, this isn't the only CEX roulette we'll be attempting this episode, but more on that later, so stick around for that. Because first off, we are hunting for NES games right here in the fine city of Norwich at the Norwich video game retro market. And retro markets such as this one are some of the best ways to find some of the rarest games, especially for the NES, we still need for the NES Top 40 at 40. But I was surprised by the lack of NES games for sale this time at the market. Now, don't get me wrong, I found some absolutely amazing games at this market, including some of the mintiest SNES games I have ever seen before. But these were all of the NES games for sale this time. And unfortunately, even though this game was on our list, it just wasn't in the best condition. And I did decide to pass so I could use my money to buy more of that minty SNES goodness. But this was genuinely surprising to only see literally less than double figures NES games at a market. And it has got me slightly concerned, as we still have a lot of NES games to find for the NES Top 40 at 40, and if even at gaming markets we are struggling to find NES games, this could be a very hard quest to finish. But you know me, I never give up and I never give in. We are going to keep hunting anywhere we can. And like I said, regardless, this was an absolutely amazing market. I managed to find some incredible games for the collection, which you'll see in another video here on the channel. And trust me, our NES hunt isn't over yet. Let's go back to the games room and we'll talk about the next place we're attempting to find our next NES banger. Here we are then, back in the games room, and like I said, unfortunately we didn't have any luck NES hunting this time at the Norwich video game retro market, and I will of course be back at the next video game retro market here in the fine city of Norwich, which is coming up on the 27th of December. So that's definitely something to do in that really annoying period between Christmas and New Year's, and hopefully I'll see you there. But back to today and back to NES hunting, and earlier in the episode we had a successful CEX roulette, but this wasn't the only CEX roulette I attempted this time, because as well as trying to collect these 40 most wanted games for the NES Top 40 at 40, we're always looking for bonus games that people have recommended to add to the collection. And a game which multiple people have commented on these videos that I need to pick up is Low G Man. And I got an email from CX saying it's in stock. I did my order, waited for it to be dispatched. Order was cancelled. And like I said, I never give up, I never give in. I jumped on eBay and found a copy of Low G Man because I'm getting fed up of not finding NES games. And honestly, this could be the way I judge all future NES deliveries. This is in incredible packaging. Like, look at this. It's like I feel like it needs like angelic music. It's like, oh, it's like, look at it. It's absolutely perfectly packaged with the peanuts and everything, and judging by this, it's in incredible condition. This has come from Chill Out Games off eBay. They have a really good eBay store on there. This was a really good price, and more importantly, it wasn't a roulette at all. I knew what condition this game was going to be in, and like I said, this is in incredible condition for a very good price, sent very, very quickly, and definitely, judging by how many people have recommended I play this game, very excited to play this one at the end of this episode. But we have one last chance to NES hunt this time. Let's go there now. Our final chance to hunt this time is right here, once again on my doorstep in the fine city of Norwich at my local branch of CEX. Now, I wasn't planning to visit my local CEX branch, but I was perusing the CEX app and I saw they had an NES game in stock we need for the NES Top 40 at 40. And being this close, I just went straight in to try and grab it. But you can see in these glass cabinets of dreams, Norwich CEX has an absolutely incredible selection of retro in. Something for everyone here in really, really nice condition. And thankfully, I had a CEX voucher so we can pick up a much needed NES game here. You can see it hiding at the top of the counter here. It's very hard to see, but behind the NES console is a game we desperately needed. And at this point of this quest, we desperately needed a win. It had been a very hard few weeks of NES hunting, and it's amazing that my local CEX branch came in clutch right here at the 89th minute, and we managed to cross another NES banger off the list. Here we are then, back in the games room one final time from our final NES hunt this time. And it just seemed like fate. When all hope was lost, I was struggling to find NES games in the wild. We managed to find one so close to home in my local CEX store here in the fine city of Norwich. I just went on the CEX app, saw this game was in stock and thought, I need to go and see if this is in good condition. Thankfully it was, and we managed to pick up one of the most iconic NES games ever released, one of the biggest franchises ever released from Nintendo, Super Mario Bros 2, for a really good price. I had a CEX voucher and this one's on the list. It had to be on the list. This was the final Super Mario Bros game I needed to complete the Super Mario Bros trilogy on the NES. And what can I say? This is a must-have game for anyone's NES collection. It's taken me way too long to own this game. I have never played this game, and both those things change in this episode today, as I cannot wait to play for the first time ever Super Mario Bros 2. So stick around for that one. There we have it then, folks. That was another episode of the NES Top 40. And even though it's a tough hunt this time, we still managed to find 3 NES games to add to the collection. 2 on our list and 1 which has come highly recommended by you viewers. And if you have any other NES recommendations for me for this collection, please list them in the comments down below. I'm always looking for hidden NES gems to add to the collection. And this just goes to show this time, even though it was a tough hunt, we never gave up. And that's something I've learned over my 40 years. Never give up, as you never know what's just around the corner. But we do know for today what is just around the corner, as I will be playing all 3 of these NES games for the first time ever, and I hope you join me. If not, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hit that like button, subscribe, and remember, life begins at 40 and we only grow old because we stop playing. See you all soon! Let's get into some NES games then, and I have to admit I was a little worried about this one, as I had to clean this up before it would work. Just cleaned all the connections and now it seems to be fine. So we are going to play for the first time ever Home Alone 2 New York. I can't remember the exact title, but this is a fantastic cutscene to begin with. It's a concierge of Plaza Hotel. I'm alerting the other hotels around town. There's a little vagabond using stolen credit cards. His name, Kevin McAllister. 5 feet of trouble, blonde hair, blue eyes. Oh, the wet bandits are on our trail now. Yeah. Right, skip through this. We'll get into the game, but surprisingly decent cutscene in this 8-bit game right here. Right, so looks like basic platform game here. So we're trying to probably escape this person and escape randomly moving luggage and not get hoovered up. So I don't think we have any form of attack, so we can basically just jump. So jump the luggage. Where's the hoover? Can we jump on the sofa? Yeah, jump on the sofa, grab the pizza. Try and jump the randomly moving in the gift shop. Yeah, we can go to the gift shop. Just like throwing cherry bombs for some random reason. We can kind of jump over, but there's not really any. I'm going to leave this area because there doesn't seem to be any reason to be in here at the moment. So onwards, we only have 1 heart of life at the moment. So if we can find some more life around here, probably pizza. Yep, pizza gives us health. Jump over to concierge. Ooh, phone one. I feel like I'd want to grab the key. I'm definitely not going back for that one. Right, so over that one, go to pizza. It's going to be a fun episode of footage because one of my weaknesses is platform games, as I was saying. Right, straight back. At least this actually loads in surprisingly quickly. Is that something we can use? Oh, we can actually. No. Oh, literally straight into that one. Grab the pizza again. I think there's like a way to actually use any of these weapons or anything. As I said, it's definitely not my strength, platforming games such as this one. I think we're just kind of collecting items. It seems like kind of random if we actually... They're the harder ones, so I don't really understand how some of the more random enemies kind of attack, per se. Whoa. Oh, so we can do much larger jumps if we jump on the sofas. So it should get us over... That obviously it didn't. Right. Oh no, we're still a tiny bit of life. Not going in the shop, so that'll blatantly kill us. I feel like we're definitely getting somewhere with these brooms. Yeah, there's very dangerous brooms. Right, can we go under the broom? Right. 1 piece of health. Kind of one of those games of kind of memorising where the attacks are coming from and then hopefully getting past, because there was no way I was going to see that one coming. Let's give us 1 more attempt. I feel like we're kind of getting to know where the enemies are going to spawn in. Enemies being the random suitcases and other random things around the hotel that seem to be trying to kill us, like random jumping granny. Right, these are sofas because they make us jump much higher. The concierge, super jump there. Right. Okay, he was in the background. I don't really think that should count as hitting someone. I've really messed that jump up. to jump over that. Some of the hit detection is definitely a little tiny bit questionable. I know it's an 8-bit NES game, but definitely some of that was totally my fault. One more try. But yeah, as I said, these are not my strong point, and yeah, the hit detection on this one is a little bit questionable. And the enemy's attack patterns are very, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I find them quite hard to kind of work out where they're coming from at any time, and sometimes I'm jumping into, that one's really annoying because I keep forgetting if I jump into the background, it somehow decides he hits me, which I am kind of questioning a little bit. I think we'll leave that one there. Not up to the best start, but onwards and upwards with our next game. From a successful CX roulette to a failed CX roulette, as we had to grab this game, Low G-Man, off of eBay. But so many of you viewers have recommended this one, so I just had to check out because it's a super cheap game and I trust your judgment. So I think the idea of this one is you can jump a very... Okay, I was complaining about the games being like the jumps being a little bit not as high in the last game. Oh my goodness. But hell. Does Low G-Man freeze the enemies rather than murder them? There's a lot going on. Come on. There is a lot going on this game. An incredible amount. This is like near on bullet hell for the 8-bit days. Okay, we're going to take this a little bit slower because there was a lot of enemies there and I didn't really seem to do anything to any of them. Now, can I kill... Do I kill things or do I just kind of freeze them? Okay, so it seems like I more freeze them rather than do too much damage. Okay, there's way too many enemies straight. Oh my god. This seems very, very extreme to me. I know it's Low G-Man, but it does seem extremely... Like, the enemies don't really die for long enough for me to get to the next enemy. Okay, so the ones in the sky I can seemingly take care of. This is really difficult. I know I'm not the best at kind of these side-scrolling platform games, but I'm getting my proverbial absolutely handed to me with this one. I guess the question is, am I bad at this game or is it very, very difficult? Let's give this one another go. Okay, round 2 on Low G-Man, and I think I get what I have to do now. So basically the gun kind of stops the enemies and I have to jump on them and stab them with the spear to actually kill them, which is why there are seemingly way too many enemies to begin with. So this I can then get rid of some of the enemies off the screen and give myself a bit more of a chance. Okay, that makes more sense. Right, so at least with slightly less enemies, I can wait for this one to come. I have also got to time things, which is one of my other failings, but I'm going to get this enemy. Okay, I am going to get this enemy. No, I'm not. Right, we're going to ignore that one, folks, because it's just basically going to end up ruining my entire chance of getting any further in this game. So basically what I'm going to try and concentrate on is the ones on the ground, even though they are also incredibly good at killing me. So we get like a double weapon if we kill enough of these ones on the floor. It seems like the flying ones are definitely much harder to hit. We've got a bell now. Right, we're kind of getting the hang of this one. I think it's going to be one of those ones that might take a little bit longer to master. Because basically you have to kind of wait for the enemies to get down. But that is also the thing of Low G-Man is we can... Can I go into that one and stand it up? No. Yes. Okay, so we can also hold the button to jump higher. Come on, another bell. Can't seem to do anything to this one. The other one's like 3 heads, we can't seem to do anything to, but kind of slowly. Do we have a boss here? Come on, low G-Man, or we just, you know, just scream. Oh no, there's definitely a boss. What the hell is this thing? Well, we got to the first boss. Let's give it another go. I reckon we can get to the first boss again, and then try and work out how to actually kill it. Problem is, I'm taking so many hits from these because I probably should be jumping, but I'm kind of concentrating so much on trying to actually kill them. I'm not concentrating enough on dodging out of the way of their attacks. So there's a lot going on in this game. Small these wings, right. My challenge is to try and get to this boss again. Now this, I would say, this is a fairly challenging game. Like I said, I'm not the best at side-scrolling kind of. Oh, that's cool. Now I've actually got the. Now I've stolen the walker, but that does mean I think the boss is coming. I know. Okay. Oh, that's cool. We can't fire upwards, which is slightly annoying when a lot of the enemies are actually flying. But I wonder if this can actually do any damage to this first boss. Right, so the boss is coming. Here it comes. Hit the boss am I meant to be attacking? That's the main question. Okay, I think this one's definitely going to take a little bit more practice, but enjoying what I've seen so far, and honestly, for a game you can pick up under a tenner, definitely what I'd recommend. Okay, our final platform challenge this time is Super Mario Bros. 2. And let's just see if I can do any better on this one. So, 4 characters. I'm going to go Luigi. Going to go like B team here. And yeah, let's see how we get on. World 1-1. It's already going about as well as I expected. It's really strange, just kind of like coming in from above rather than side-scrolling and instantly. So I can't kill the Shy Guys? Okay, off to an absolutely fantastic start, as I pretty much suspected. Tell you what though, beautiful graphics on this one. You get to actually find an enemy I can jump on its head. Remember there's like cherries to collect in this one. This already being the bigger version, because like the fear is on now where basically if I get hit I'm probably going to die. Oh no, there's a log going up and down. First platform fail right there. Right, next. It's got bigger Luigi, so I have 1 second of being bigger Luigi. Oh, I'm just not, I don't think I'll ever be good at platform games. I would try and go too fast, I go too slow and overthink every single jump. I'm going to definitely try and concentrate on the log this time. The one thing is, it is a very responsive game. It's just I'm not good at platformers. I wasn't expecting the log to fall out of the bottom. Right! 3rd time lucky. How long can I keep big Luigi? I'm a bit confused, like, I haven't played this game for many years, but I do not remember the fact you couldn't jump on the heads of enemies. I thought it was like an entire kind of thing. Right, so remember now, when you get to these logs, they're going to fall down and you need to jump to the next one. So I might wait for them to reset and then go to that one, go to that one. Basically, I'm just going to be very pleased if I can get off World 1, because that's kind of where I am at with platform games. Why can't I do the power block? Okay, we're just ducking instead. Okay, cool. That's alright. I'm fairly determined to prove that I am an actual gamer by getting to the end of this first level. If that'll help. Run. Kill as many enemies as possible. Get to the end of the level while we have the star power. Oh, where have I gone? Not to the end of the level. Right. Backtracking. Staying alive. So I guess we go in here. Spooky. Right, jump over that. Climb up. Should bring us out on this slightly higher up platform. Come on. Look at this. We can't be far off the end of the level. Oh, come on. We've got to jump over this weird ladybird. Until it goes up there. Ugh. Come on. Weird ladybird. Oh, I'm not just going to keep consistently jumping over it, am I? Come on, Dan, you can do this. Oh, we have to get on top of the weird ladybird? Annoying enemies here. Right, we're down to small Luigi. No. Come on, we must be so close. Come on, up. Please say this one hasn't got a bug on. Okay, actually managed to pick one which hasn't got a bug on. Do not fall off now. Do not fail me now, Luigi. Just going to jump to that one when the bug goes down. Do we do it to the one to the side when the bug goes down? I mean, they're basically all winners. No. Do not fall all the way back down the level. I'm determined to kind of beat my bad luck of platform games. We are doing incredibly well so far. Famous last words. I guess the streak continues of my bad luck playing platform games, but I hope you've enjoyed watching me basically butcher some of the classics. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, once again, hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, keep playing the game. See y'all soon.